Girls, it's happened to most of us. You're rushing for a night out and you just can't get your makeup right. Even when you get the eyes right, the cheeks end up resembling something like a China doll, and not in a good way. So I've come here to the Galway School of Makeup Artistry in Briar Hill to find out some tips on how to have yourself looking like you've walked off a movie set. Katie, eyes are a big thing, and you know they're quite important in terms of your makeup on a night out. So what would you recommend?
Well, I would say the smoky look is one of the most popular. Everybody seems to want to know how to do a smoky look without having their eyes looking like they've got two black eyes. So the colours that I've chosen today are two quite contrasting colours. They're both from MAC. It's the MAC fluid line. It's called Royal Wink, so you can see it's quite a vibrant blue. That's actually used as an eyeliner, but it's beautiful all over the eyes as an eyeshadow as well. And I'm using Carbon. This is actually a black eyeshadow, so the two together actually give that really smoky look without making it look too dark at the same time. Okay, so the fluid line, they tend to dry up quite quickly, so I would say to use only a small amount onto your brush. I'm not putting powder on your eyes first, for the simple reason the fluid line will actually stick to your eyelids much better.
Oh, that's great tip.
Yeah, absolutely, because the powder actually is causing a barrier there, so it's not spreading over your eyes as easily.
Now, if you were to use a different type of eyeshadow, should you put powder on first, or?
Not necessarily. You can use an all-over base colour, but for everyday look, I would say yes, use an all-over base colour, a matte one, not a shimmery one, because a matte one will actually give just a clear cover all over the eyes, whereas a shimmery one will actually show up any lines or wrinkles around your eye area, and no one really wants that.
Okay. Does a smoky eye look suit everybody, or who should try it out?
Well, people with small eyes, very small eyes, I wouldn't say go for a very dark smoky look, but you can change it around and you can make it suit different people and different eye shapes.
Okay.
So just to be willing to explore and try different looks on your eyes. There isn't just a set smoky look. A lot of people think smoky look is just really dark colours, where it's more the blending of the eyeshadow that makes it smoky. So you could use bright blues that I'm using now, you could use greens, you don't necessarily have to use your blacks and greys.
Okay, and it's still quite popular on the catwalk this season?
Yeah, absolutely. Smoky look is always a sort of look that people like to wear and like to just really get the grasp of doing it themselves. The trick is to keep it on the eyes and to keep it nice and light on the rest of the face.
Okay.
So to do nice, maybe light pinks on the cheeks and on the lips.
So don't go for big red lipsticks or a load of blusher if you're going for the smoky eye.
Yeah,
look.
it can end up looking just too much then.
Okay, and they say less is more. Is smoky look suitable for the day then?
You can tone it down, depending where you're going during the day. I would say for every day, I wouldn't necessarily be saying go for your smoky look. I would go for more neutral tones on your eyes. But the smoky look would be more for a dramatic evening look.
Okay. Now, how far up on your eyelid should you go with the blue that you're putting on there?
I'm putting on a very small amount and I'm blending the rest. So I'm literally up to the crease of your eye where I'm putting this blue colour here. And I'm using circular motions with my brush to actually spread it over your eyelid. And just less is more. If you put a smaller amount onto your brush and then blend it, you'll probably have to reapply it a couple of times.
Okay.
But that's fine. Do that because it's much easier to add more than to take it away.
Right, okay.
If you put too much product onto your brush, you're going to put too much product onto your face and that's going to make it look extremely heavy. And
should one coating get you through the night, or how many would you be looking at?
I would do a few small ones. And that will build up the product gradually on your eyelid, and that will definitely hold for you for the whole evening. So I've done the blue all over. Now what I'm going to do is with my pencil brush, use a little bit of the black Carbon.
Okay.
And I'm going to put that in around the socket line. Now a great trick as well is to actually open up your eyes.
Yeah.
Look straight ahead for me. And if you actually can put it into the crease, so you can do this yourself when you're doing it at home.
Okay.
And this way, you know exactly what the product's going to look like when you're wearing it.
Right, okay.
Rather than just concentrating the product down on the lid of your eye.
So the key is really to have your eyes opened when you're putting up there.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can really get the product in on the crease of your eye. I'm using a different brush now to blend this over.
Okay.
It's a 224 brush by MAC. Circular motions from the outside and blend in. Your eyes can really take this as well because you've got plenty of room on your eyes.
Okay. So if you've got a kind of largish eyes, would that be
Yeah.
the correct? I wouldn't have thought I'd large eyes, but anyway.
Well, you've got plenty of room here in the moving part of your eye.
Okay.
So you can take it. Where if people have very small eyes, it could actually make them close in a little bit.
Okay.
Whereas doing the dark colour underneath here is actually making your eyes look bigger again as well. Okay, and then blend all over. So I'm going to use a tiny little bit of this black on this big blending brush. Just close your eyes for me. Circular motions again. And bring it all over the eyes.
Lovely.
I'm using black mascara. Now, if you were going to use false eyelashes, if you wanted to get the really finished look for it, I would say do your mascara first like this.
Okay.
Half lashes, half false lashes are much more effective than full lashes for a look like this, for the simple reason that you wouldn't really notice that you had them on. With the halves, it just makes your lashes look longer and it looks like you're not really wearing false lashes. And if you do the false lashes over the mascara, it gives a much better look than doing the false lashes first and then the mascara on over it. Much easier to do as well. So that's your finished look.
Like this.
And as I was saying, I'd say to you always to do a little bit of pink blush, for example, if you're doing a look like this. So something even with a bit of shimmer in it.
Okay.
Just tiny bit.
And less is more again on the cheeks.
Yeah, and to get into the habit, if you're not sure where to actually place blusher, smile into the mirror, and when you're smiling, just on the apples of the cheeks, that's exactly where you can apply it.
Okay.
So you're not going to get an Aunt Sally look.
Definitely not what we want. The China doll look.
Yes, exactly. Okay, there you
Lovely,
go.
Katie, thanks very much.
You're more than welcome.
And now I'm ready to hit the town.
Yeah, absolutely, they're gorgeous.
So now I've learned how to do the smoky eye look. The only thing for it is to go and practice it myself. If you'd like to learn how, then why don't you log on to schoolofmakeupartistry.com for all the details of their courses here at Bar Hill Business Park. Well, that's about it for this edition of Spotlight. As always, I'd love to hear from you if you'd like to be featured on the programme or would like any further information. Do email me. My email address is grania@city.ie and more information on the programme is available on city.ie. But until next time, slán go fóill.